We got Dante here, Dante Balarezo. He's here to talk to you guys about his restaurant and the experiences he's had in Lima. Those of you guys who are unfamiliar with the Neighborhoods Club, after we do the presentation, we're going to talk about things that are going to be happening on Sunday. So don't take off as soon as we're done. Okay? All right, please give Dante everybody's attention and enjoy. Dante?
Okay, all right, guys. Thank you first for staying right here with me. I make a nice presentation in PowerPoint, but it doesn't work. As in the kitchen happens, if it doesn't work, you have to improve, you just have to come through, okay? So I'm basically going to talk in 30 minutes, sure, right? 30 minutes that I have. I'm going to talk a little bit about Peruvian food. I'm going to talk about history. I'm going to talk about potatoes, the big play that potatoes play in the Peruvian diet. I'm going to talk about ajís or chiles, how important it is also in our food. I'm going to talk about influence that we have in Peru, influence from different countries from outside. And I'm going to talk about traditions, some of the traditions that we still have up to date, and it's so interesting the way it happened. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about what's to be a chef owner, what's to have a restaurant, okay? And questions, of course, at the end, any kind of questions, please feel free to ask, okay? Once again, my name is Dante Balarezo, okay? I was there where you guys are sitting right now. February was when we finish our class. We're going to graduate next November, and Chef invited me to have a little speech about Peruvian food, and here I am. As he said, I went to Peru last week of September, about 2 weeks ago, just to attend a 4-day seminar in all about Peruvian food. See the new concepts, see the new ideas, and it was amazing what I actually learned. I bought a lot of books, and this is basically, I set up a table for you guys to look some of the products that we use in order to have the closest that we can in order to have a good, real Peruvian dish, okay? So let's talk about a little bit about history. History in the Peruvian food. Peruvian food is known to have, I would say, food in about 8,000 years, okay? That's the first sign of food in Peru, 8,000 years, okay? Definitely agriculture plays a big role to it. The way the Incas, our ancestors, used to actually grow. Peru has different climates, different areas, different altitudes. We actually plant vegetables, potatoes especially, up to 14,000 feet above sea level, and it's amazing the kind of potatoes, varieties, species that you can have because of the altitudes. The way they used to do this, I don't know if you're familiar with the word andenes. They used to do andenes on the hill. So basically they will build wells, and with the wells, with rocks and sands, they will make like a ladder all the way. So when the actually snow melts, it will irrigate all the different areas. And not only that, it's going to actually let the water go through the next level and through the next level. It's just amazing when you see it up to today. If you go to some areas close to Machu Picchu and Cusco, you can see up to today they keep using the same system. When they discover how to make massive production, make massive planting of vegetables, they came out harvesting a lot of stuff. Back then, there was no way to preserve your food. So what do? You dry it, okay? So basically, what they did is they dry it to the sun. This is one of the chiles or the ajís that I was telling Chef. This is like the DNA of the Peruvian food. These must be present in order to have a true Peruvian dish. So when they actually have this harvest, they sun dry it. They basically just store it to the ground and let it sun dry. So this is like reducing a sauce. Basically, you are concentrating flavors. Again, this is the same chili, but the flavor is different. I mean, you can actually put this in hot water, then peel it, then blend it, and you get an amazing sauce to start a foundation for any dish that you want to make. So that's one thing. Another thing is the potato. The potato, regular potato, same thing. They dry it. It's like rocks right now, and we make a very nice dish called carapulcra out of this. And another chili, same thing. They dry it, and because we used to plant so high, some of these products that they don't dry, they bring it to the peak of the hill just in order to have it like in a very low temperature. And I was there in Cusco, and it was really amazing everything they did in order to preserve their food. Let's talk about a little bit about potatoes. Potatoes, again, they're known to be in existence 7,000 years ago. About 4,000 years ago, they started with the domestication of the potato. Just in Peru, we have about 100 species. 100 species, that might be not too much, but out of those 100 species, because of different altitudes and climates, we have more than 3,000 potatoes just in Peru. Definitely is present in the Peruvian diet. Potatoes you will find, I would say probably in the 80 to 90% of our dishes you will see potatoes. It's there all the time. Also helps, again, you know, it's very versatile, grows everywhere. Actually, Peru start, you know, sending potatoes out of the country, and it grows everywhere. Helps a lot with the rest of other diets. Let's talk a little bit about ají again. Like I told you, this is the DNA. This is the DNA. This must be present in order to be a true Peruvian dish. Again, there's proof of existence of this ají about 8,000 years ago, and it's amazing how until today it's still growing. When it grows, this is green, and it's actually called ají verde when it grows, like green ají, but it's orange because when it actually ripes, it turns into orange. But during the whole process of growing, it's green, and we call it in Peru ají verde. It's, you know, like why it's verde? It's orange, you know. So this is a must to have, like I'm saying, you know. In the past, it was very difficult for us who were making Peruvian food right here to find it in this stage. It was usually in a paste, but you don't know in a paste already has preservatives and everything. So now we found this stage which is frozen, and then we can actually start, you know, from there. Again, we do this more for the flavor than for the heat. I was talking to a couple of you guys. In the Scoville range, you know, in order to measure the heat, this is only 17,000 compared to 210, which is an habanero. So it's more for the flavor.